Good morning and welcome to Family Jewels. I'm Colton Bartell.
And I'm Audie Bartell.
And we are both graduate gemologists here at Suzanne's Custom Jewelers. And we want to wish you guys a happy 4th of July week and be safe with all the fireworks and everything, but still enjoy them. So, yeah. With that being said, we're just going to jump right into our topic this week. And it's actually something that got brought up this morning, and it gets brought up a lot, and it is rhodium. Why you need it, why you don't need it, what it does, what it doesn't do.
Kind of like you said, we're going to do the pros and cons.
Yes.
I mean, there are some good things, and there are some maybe places where it's really unnecessary or whatever. So, I guess that's what we're going to talk about, right?
Yeah,
okay.
That's what we're going to talk about. So, a lot of people believe that with any white gold piece, you have to have rhodium on it. And that's not really the case. But it's kind of become an industry standard that everything just comes with rhodium on it. You know, if you order something from any store, it's going to have rhodium on it. And you just come to expect
whether it's white gold or silver.
Yeah, anything white metal except for maybe platinum. And even then, I think sometimes it's rhodium finished, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
well, okay, so one thing is rhodium is the most silver of silver metals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more silver.
The whitest of
It's more silver than silver.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, I guess. So, and then the other thing is, you know, I tell people I've never held a metallic piece of...
Like a solid piece of rhodium. Yeah.
So
I've never even seen it. Like, I've seen pictures of like a small cube of it.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it outside of a solution.
Yeah.
Like a plating solution.
Yeah. So, only time I've seen it, it looks yellow.
Yeah. Because the plating solution's yellow. Yeah.
So, I kind of liken this to, and I'm not sure even this story is completely valid or whatever, but at one time, white gold back in probably the 50s and 60s, that was the most popular color of gold was white gold.
And anything, and before that too.
Yeah, except for like...
You had a lot of platinum jewelry made back then too, in the 20s and 30s.
In the 30s, you would have had rose gold and yellow gold too, because we've seen a lot of solitaires that were done that way. A lot of them with synthetic ruby that they thought was real ruby, but it was
That's a different conversation. Yeah. That was last week's.
Yeah. So anyways, up until, I'm going to blame it on Scott K, until Scott K got in with the Platinum Guild people, and they designed some jewelry with platinum, and that I think started the silver or the white metal craze or whatever. Well, even back then, platinum was expensive, and so the alternative to that expense is white gold.
Right.
Well, it seemed like to me that for some reason, a lot of those manufacturers forgot how to make white gold. Yellow gold had been popular for so long.
Yeah.
That we actually had manufacturers that, you know, we were buying white gold from, and got that tinny look as trying to get yellow. And to kind of understand this, the white gold alloy is not a true mix like we'll say a cake mix. So you put in like milk and flour and eggs sugar and
all
eggs.
This other stuff, and you mix it together, it becomes a solution.
Yeah, and then you bake it, and
you can't separate.
You can't separate it back into its ingredients.
Right.
Okay. To some degree, you know, that alloy is somewhat like that, except in this mix you can actually separate.
Yeah.
So, a couple things. One, maybe there was a deal where they didn't get alloys right or something. But another thing that ends up happening is if you get around chlorine,
or bleach,
which is or bleach, which is actually chlorine.
Yeah.
Say a swimming pool or hot tub would be even better because it's going to work faster. what it actually does is it leaches. It doesn't bother the gold, but it leaches those alloys out that's actually making the gold white.
So typically nickel.
Yeah. So normally what happens is it's just a surface thing.
Yeah.
But if you have a rhodium finished piece, rhodium plated piece,
yeah,
that rhodium chlorine doesn't bother it at all.
Right, because it's rhodium. If you guys don't know, rhodium is actually part of the platinum group of metals. So there's not a lot that can hurt the platinum group.
Right.
They're
inert. I mean, there's no chemical reaction. Oh, there probably is, but it's going to have to be.
It's not something you're going to be sticking your hands in.
Right. So that's one thing, and then something that was brought up that we need to remember is the hypoallergenic thingy or whatever. But let's say that you wear this ring a while, it's been rhodium finished, and then you get it around bleach or something like that. Then there's a possibility that stone or that ring is going to get kind of a yellowish or that tinny, what I call a tinny look.
Yeah.
It's not quite silver, and it's not quite yellow gold.
Yeah.
It's more for the most part silver looking, but it's got that. Yeah, it's got that.
Yeah. So the problem,
tea stain look.
Yes. So the problem gets to be, and the reason that it gets to this point is one of the cons of rhodium finishing. It's only got about a 6-month life expectancy.
It's a thin
for
layer.
Normal wear.
Yeah. A thin layer of the metal.
So this is just a surface plating that is done. Most of the time, it's to get a bright white finish on the finished piece so that it looks nice and pretty and everything. But over time, especially with rings, especially on the bottom, you're going to get a lot of wear when you're handling things. And so it actually wears that thin layer off, exposing the white gold alloy that's underneath. Now, like what he was talking about a little bit ago, all these manufacturers had to come up with white gold alloys. And a lot of people have different recipes, which lead to different consistencies in the metal of their whiteness and their durability of holding that whiteness. And so, you can alloy the white gold with the gold with a few different metals to turn it white. And one of the more popular ones now is actually palladium, which is in the platinum group. And it does help hold that white color a little bit better. The traditional way of doing it is with nickel. So the other benefit of rhodium finishing is a lot of people have a nickel allergy. And so it'll cause rashes, it'll cause your skin to crack and bleed and all sorts of stuff. Swelling, redness.
That sounds bad.
It's not fun. So, but there's a lot of those people.
Sounds like that, those commercials on the medicines they tell you.
Yeah. Then you got
it helps your stomach, but
that's the first 10 seconds, and then it's a minute-long commercial, and the rest of it's the side effects.
Yeah.
So it's not like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of those people that have those nickel allergies still like the white metal color, and so they want to be able to wear it, and they believe that everything has to be platinum since all the platinum metals are hypoallergenic. The solution is doing a rhodium finish. And so that can be done on any of the precious metals to either turn them really, really bright white or for this purpose of preventing an allergic reaction. But again, the life expectancy of that rhodium finish is only about 6 months. And the big drawback with it is, in order to properly replace that rhodium finish, it has to be completely stripped off of the piece that's going to be replated, repolished, refinished, and then replated. And so it's an extensive process that has to happen for something that really doesn't have a long life expectancy. And so
that 6 months kind of depends a lot.
It depends on how it's being worn,
right.
And even the piece of jewelry. If it's earrings, it's maybe going to last a little bit longer because, you're putting them in your ear and they're there.
Right.
If it's a ring or a bracelet, it's probably going to wear a lot faster because it's getting bumped into things, you're picking things up, you're rubbing your hand or your wrist or whatever on papers and desks and whatever, countertops, chairs, your car, whatever it is, and it's slowly wearing that finish off, and we're talking about microns. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
very,
I'm not
very
even, not
thin.
even sure how much it is, but you can almost think of it like a real nice wax on a car.
Yeah.
So, you know, it'll go through, like the wax on the car will go through maybe 2 or 3 washings, or however you want to put that, maybe
Some road grime, stuff like that, but it's going to eventually come
Somewhere
off and
along-
have to be reapplied.
Right.
Yeah. So that's one of the drawbacks. The other thing is rhodium is extremely expensive. Right now it's around $4,000 an ounce.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
been
I haven't-
going up. And so it's one of those deals that though we're using a very minuscule amount of metal, the whole process of getting stuff replated and doing that is very labor intensive, and
$31.50.
it's $31.50.
Yeah, I didn't think
Okay.
it was 4,000 yet.
It's a little bit under. So because that process is so extensive in trying to get that redone, it can be kind of pricey. And if you're having to do that every 6 months, it's not a real great thing. So,
Yeah, so,
like-
I mean, what's, I guess, maybe kind of good about the 6-month deal, you need to have your
you gotta
drawer
have
checked.
Yeah, you
every
gotta have it
6
checked
months
and cleaned every
anyway.
6 months. Yeah.
But there are a lot of times where you'll have people come in and they've got that tinny look, and they'll say, "Well, I need to have my ring redipped," and
It's not that
I-
simple. It's not like going through Dairy Queen
Well,
and getting a dipped cone. It's just, boop, okay, let it dry for a minute.
but for the most part, I told them, let me clean and polish the ring,
Right.
and you look at it after I get done, because a lot of the time it's just they've been in a pool that they shouldn't have been in with their jewelry.
Yes.
You don't want to wear, whether it's white gold or yellow gold or whatever, you don't want
Really,
to wear
any of the precious metals, it's just not good to do it for a number of reasons. Even with platinum jewelry, you know, if there's certain stones that may be set in there that it causes problems. I actually just talked to a salesman a couple of days ago, and had a customer that wore it was a platinum ring, but wore a platinum ring that had an opal set in it in a chlorine pool, and just completely destroyed the opal. So just don't wear your jewelry in the pool, regardless of what it's made out of. It's just not good.
No. We actually had a customer that did that, and the opal turned from a really pretty stone to it looked like sard, which is kind of a
Orangey brown.
yeah,
Yeah.
agate thing.
Yeah, it
When
doesn't.
he brought it
It's
back,
not good.
when he brought it back, and he showed it to me, I go, "Oh, where'd you get that?" And he said, "That's the opal." And I go, "Wow, where'd you get the opal in?"
It was bad.
Yeah.
So whenever we do polish that, and the reason that we can, at a high polish, get that back to white is because of being around those chemicals and stuff like that. It's leaching out some of those metals that are turning the gold white, and it's leaving the gold, which its natural color is yellow, leaving the gold as basically just on the surface, almost like a dusting of it. And so you get that kind of yellow sheen on the white. And whenever we go to polish it, in polishing, we're actually leveling out the surface. And so we're removing that thin top layer where all of that has kind of happened, that chemical reactions happened, and got back down to the solid part of the metal where we can get that high shine and that bright white.
The full mix.
The full mix. We're getting to the full mix. We're removing the frosting where somebody ran their fingers through it.
Yeah.
And so that kind of brings us back to the alloys again, and that, we've got all these different manufacturers out there. Some of these make their own alloys up. They have their own recipes for the mix, and they all believe that they have the perfect one. But really, there are better than other mixes out there for those white gold alloys. And some of these do tend to stay whiter longer. Some of them tend to hold the whiteness forever. A lot of these new palladium alloys are really, really good about holding their white color. The thing is they're maybe just a little bit more of a gray tone rather than a bright white. So some people don't like that. But the good thing is they don't have to be rhodium plated for those that have a nickel allergy, because they are nickel-free alloys. They do hold their white color a little bit better than what the nickel alloys do. They are, however, a little bit more expensive to produce because of the mixture. The alloy is a little bit more expensive because of the metals being used in it, but they do tend to hold up a little bit better. And so we actually, when we're manufacturing stuff, we pay real close attention to the alloys that we're using so that whenever we produce a white gold piece, it doesn't have to be rhodium finished, because like what we've talked with a lot of our customers that ask about this rhodium finishing is that, you know, really the only way you're going to be able to see that it's not that bright white, which white gold will never be as white as what rhodium is, regardless of how well the mixture is done and how well it's polished. It will never be that white. But if a piece is rhodium finished and then it's worn off, you will notice right out the gate the color difference, because you have something side-by-side comparison showing you the contrast between the two colors. So another reason not to do the rhodium is to completely avoid that situation. And so if you don't have something on the piece itself to compare to show you that color difference, you won't notice the color difference and it will always look white. Yes, it may get a tinny color over time, especially if you're wearing it around a pool or something, but that can be polished and brought back to that white color. So rhodium does have...
Just for grins, you know, say you come in here and you want to have that dipped and it's like 6 months and we're going to check and clean it anyways. We don't charge to check and clean. And,
No.
and in that cleaning, we actually repolish the ring.
Right.
So, yeah, you can pay us $70 or you can pay us nothing.
Yeah.
But
because if you do have it checked and clean and you want it polished again and it's rhodiumed, we either have to completely remove all the rhodium and then polish it, or we have to re-rhodium it.
Well,
either way, we've got to polish it, but you can either, like you said, get a free check and clean and polish, or it's going to cost you at least $70 to have that rhodium redone every time.
And, you know, it's not that we're trying to get out of rhodium plating or whatever, but a lot of times I'm going to say that it's actually unnecessary.
Yeah.
So just, you know, if you will be glad to rhodium, but I'm going to say what would be your best thing to do is let us check and clean and repolish that ring and see what you think after that.
Yeah.
So, granted, if you go and, you know, I still have manufacturers that are making a great white gold piece that are still rhodium finish in the ring.
Yeah.
And it's just gotten to be like Colton said, it's almost like an industry standard. If we make a white gold piece, we're going to rhodium finish it.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's not necessary.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of the pros and cons with rhodium. We just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. This has been a topic that consistently gets brought up nearly every week, it seems like. White gold still, you know, is the most popular metal out there to be making jewelry in, and so we do hear this and talk about this a lot with a lot of our customers. And so we wanted to share a little bit of this information with you guys so that you had a little bit better idea of what the purpose of rhodium is, what the pros and cons are of it, and so that whenever you do buy a piece, or you're having one custom made, or you have one that is in need of some repair or just polished up, that you kind of know what to expect going into it and what you can expect getting back whenever you're having either the rhodium put on or removed or whatever. But we'd say in most cases, unless you have a nickel allergy and you have a nickel white gold piece, for the most part, the rhodium is pretty much unnecessary in most cases.
Yeah,
so.
A lot. Yeah, it's like I said, there for a while, it seemed like there were some manufacturers that forgot how to make white gold.
Yeah.
But now it seems like everybody that we use
knows
what's going on.
They finally got it perfected again, or close
something.
to.
Yeah.
So we hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with some of your friends. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button, as well as the little bell, so that you get notifications when we post new videos. You can always check out our website. It is suzanne-jewelers.com, and right here on Facebook and Instagram. So we hope you guys have a great 4th of July week and enjoy some fireworks and some festivities, and thank those veterans that you know that have served our country and those currently serving, because we wouldn't be able to have this great place to live without them. So please be sure to thank them when you see them. We really appreciate all of our veterans and service members, and even our first responders. We really appreciate everything that you guys do day in and day out. So we thank you guys. We hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.